match between these two heavyweights, and it's a rematch, all right, but we didn't include this man's name, Steve Jones.
Well, he's been preparing for this marathon for a long, long time. He knows he's a very strong runner. He's believed that he could do a very fast marathon. And I think often it is to your advantage somewhat to be a first-timer. You seem to be able to put in a superhuman effort, not really being quite sure what it is that you're going into, as you saw Anne Ordain do here last year when she ran the fastest debut ever by a woman in a marathon. And Steve Jones is doing the same thing here today.
We can see well back onto that curve, and they're not on that curve yet. So I think Steve's pretty right. And isn't it amazing how whenever you build up a race as between two runners only, someone bobs up. Lopez in Rotterdam, Jones here. Although we had a pretty good record with him, I think, Bruce.
Well, the British situation, as we look to major championships, we've got Charles Spedding, Steve Jones, Jeff Smith, who I suppose there might be some query over, Hugh Jones, who's being operated on at the moment. He's got some injury, but the marathon runners in Britain, of course, Jones from Wales, the depth is phenomenal at the moment.
Yep.
It'd make for a very tough world cross-country team if they could all compete in the one event.
With Tim Hutchings to throw in, that'd be useful, wouldn't they? But
of course, the British Islands compete as 4 nations, so
yeah,
it weakens their overall team.
Could be a good Commonwealth Games marathon in a couple of years' time if Jones fronts up again. So we've got Lopez and De Castella, who would be into the last 5 minutes of their race together. And Galen, I think the really good thing is that Robert has run quite magnificently today. He has run, well, it looks like he's going to run around about 2 hours 9 minutes, which is a superb performance.
I think he has. I think he's run very well. It's very difficult. 10 weeks really is not a lot of time to come back from the Los Angeles Marathon, a fairly disappointing performance there, and to put it on the line again and to come over and run Chicago. But I'm very pleased with his performance today. I think it's very good. It's very sound. He needs to perhaps regain some of that wonderful form that he had in 1983, and I think his effort today is an indication that he's well and truly back on the trail to doing just that.
And of course, this man now is becoming a consistent performer in terms of marathon running. Carlos Lopez failed to finish in New York at his first attempt.
That's right, but he ran with the leaders for about 20 miles. That might have been just putting his foot in the water, that one, I think.
And then, of course, ran second to Robert in Rotterdam in 2 hours 8:39. Then failed to finish in Rotterdam the year after. They then won the Olympic marathon. But they're having a real battle here, both taking a share of the lead. Robert running slightly off to the left, which is interesting at the moment. Not sure if they're going to a corner there or not, but there was some distance between them. And Jeff Smith's been going for 2 hours 6 minutes now, and he must be able to see the finish in his sights.
Steve Jones, yes.
Yeah.
They're all Smiths and Jones, these Englishmen.
Going well, aren't I?
No, he's really looking good, and I don't think, well, he'd have to fall over to lose, but we've seen that happen already today, haven't we, with Camus? One interesting thing, I think, if we take Rob's emergence as one of the top
and they just turned there, by the way, Len. Now, if that was true, there's only about 60 metres between them, which should be interesting. I'd like to pick that up again.
They're very close to the finish now. I think
yeah.
Yes, it's only a matter of 100, 200 metres now. Oh, it's going to be...
I think he's going to run a superb time.
He's going to run a new world record if that clock's right.
So 2 hours 8 minutes 13 seconds. Are we about to see the fastest marathon of all time? Now, Jones is really digging it in. We just don't know how far he is from the finish. No man has ever broken 2 hours and 8 minutes. Are we about to see it? Steve Jones of Wales, who's run...
I think we are. Either we are, or he's going to sprint the last 500 or 600 metres.
If he's going to do that, he is a superman, and he deserves the world record. So he's got to now finish within 54 seconds to break Alberto Salazar's world record. We know that Salazar's commentating in America for CBS, so he must be having a look at this. Now, let's get to this finish line if we can, Steve Jones. 2 hours, 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
Imagine the effort he's putting here, Bruce. I expect you can see the clock. He's probably running stride for stride, watching those seconds just tick by one at a time, knowing he's got to get to that banner, onto that finish line in 2 hours, 8 minutes and 13 seconds. He's so close to doing it.
Just miss it.
He's really putting it in. You can see that clock ticking over. You can see it coming up to 2:08. You could just... It's amazing. He's going to do it. It's just incredible.
So a world record if he can go under 2 hours 8:13, and this is it. This is history. Chicago Marathon has produced a world record. Steve Jones has done it. broken Alberto Salazar's world record. What a performance, and have a look at Deeks as he's dropped off Lopez. Now, Robert's best ever is 2 hours, 8 minutes, 18 seconds. He's not going to run that, but he's not going to be far away. So a world record in the Chicago Marathon by Steve Jones. Oh, what a man, what a performance.